Hi friends, welcome to Knowledge Share. Today in this video, let us see how we can use Microsoft Graph Toolkit file list component. So I have already written a blog post explaining the steps how you can use the control and SharePoint framework in detail. So you can go through the blog post. So in this video, I'll also walk you step by step and I'll also show you a demo how it works and some of the properties and the catching techniques used in this component. So first let us see the demo. So this is the demo web part. So here I have used file list component multiple times. The first, it will show the recent files from my OneDrive, and when clicking on the file you can see some of the information I have populated here, and there are other information which you can retrieve from the click event handler. The second one, which will list down all the folders and files from my OneDrive, and if you see my OneDrive, so these are all the folders and files, and the same you can see it here. And I have also enabled upload files. So when you click on this upload file, so for example, let me upload some document. So I'm just uploading this wallpaper. So once the file is uploaded, you can see it is uploaded here, and the same you can see it here. So it is uploaded, and I have also provided a clear cache button. So as of now, I'll just show you demo how it works, and in later part I will explain you how the cache works for this component. Let me delete the file from OneDrive. So the file is already deleted. So when I go here and then refresh the page, and you should see the file displayed here. This is because it is coming from the cache. So I have just provided a button to clear the cache. So once I click on this clear cache, now if you refresh it, you should see it is gone, because the items are cached for better performance. So the third is nothing but I have loaded some of the folders and files from my SharePoint document library, and I have also implemented a custom style attributes. So here if you see here, I have just changed the color of the show more, and I have also changed the hover color. So there are other properties which you can configure it too. So here, this is the file list component documentation from Microsoft. Here you can see they have mentioned all the properties that are supported. So I'll explain you a couple of things like a file list query, where you need to specify the query to pull the folders and files. So this is a single query, and if you have multiple queries, you can also use this file queries and separate each query with a comma using the array. So you can just pass in the array of queries. And in case if you want to load your own file list at the page load, then you can use this attribute and then pass in the files parameter, so that it will load the component with a list of files. Likewise, you can choose the drive ID, site ID, item ID, and there are many things. And for the file upload parameters, you can choose whether to allow these extensions or not, what is the maximum file size and what is the maximum upload size. So whether you need to allow only 10 files at a time or not. And they have also provided you with specific examples which you can write on your environment. And moving down, there is a method reload which you can leverage it to clear the cache. And they have also mentioned CSS custom properties, and these are all the properties I have implemented for the last component to customize the style based on the theme. And the most important thing is permission. So basically, if you are using this file list component, there are 2 to 3 permissions, but here they have just given the combination based on the properties. But I recommend you just give all the 3 permissions, because when you are updating your web part in future, but now you can just use this read. But in future, if you are retrieving or if you want to upload the file and you have just implemented the properties but you forgot to mention the permission means, then there will be a lot of confusion. So to avoid that, there are 3 to 4 permissions required. So better put everything and then upload your component. And there are events, item click. So in my first component, whenever I click the file, I'm just loading the information of the file, so which can be driven from this event, item click event. And there are also template which you can customize it. And these are all the 2 catch which are used. One is file list and the inside file list. So let me open my developer tool. Okay, so if you see here inside the application and inside the IndexedDB, you can see MGT file list for this site, and there are 2 catch. So these are all the catch which the component relies on. So whenever, for example, here I'm just filtering it by graph endpoint. So when I refresh this page, there won't be any graph calls. See, I'm just loading, it's just a call to my webpart.js, but there is no graph calls. But the moment I delete this, I just cleared this catch, and now I refresh this page. And you can see the calls directly made. You can see the endpoint, graph endpoint calls. And also, when you refresh it, the catch are stored. So this is how they are storing it in the catch, and this catch will be refreshed at a specific interval, and which you can also configure how long the catch should remain. And in case if you want to manually clear the catch, you can also use the clear catch method. Now let us move on to the code. So first, the package.json, I am using 1.12.1 SharePoint generator version, and I have also installed MGT React and MGT SPFX. So I have also posted a video what are all the configurations that are required and how to use this React and SPFX. I will include the video link in this video description. Please go through it. So this is the package.json, and moving on to the webpart.ts file, I have configured the global provider. So this is the only thing I have done it in the webpart.ts file. I have created a new file called graph.filelist.tsx, which has all the file list component control. The first thing is I have imported the file list cat service and primary button from the respective modules. And here I have used React hooks. It's not a default class component, it's a hooks component. So I have just created a state to store the file info. Whenever I click on the file, the informations are stored in the state. So this is the file handle click event handler. So this is what the event I am just calling it in. So you can see the detail has many information, and I am just using a couple of information like who has edited it, when they have edited it, and what is the file URL and what is the file selected file ID. And in the clear catch, I am using the catch service to clear the catch. Just one line of code which will clear the catch, and then when you reload it, it will load the latest from the data source. That is, if it is your SharePoint, it will load it from SharePoint, and if it is your OneDrive, it will load it from OneDrive. And the components, you can see the first thing I have just given the file list query as to load the recent files from my OneDrive. I have mentioned the file page size as 5, and I have also given the click event handler. And here I have just created a div. So whenever the file is clicked, the informations are captured in the state, and whenever the states are available, the informations are shown in this div. And second component, to enable the file upload, I have just given enable the file upload property as true, and the maximum upload file, you can select only 2 files at a time. And this is a button to clear the cache. And the third is, which is loading the files and folders from my SharePoint document library. And don't be confused with this entire URL. In order to show the demo, I have just hardcoded the entire URL, which I think you can get it from Graph Endpoints. There are many Graph Endpoints available. You can get it dynamically. So next is adding this file list component to our web part. So this is what the webpart.tsx file. I have imported the graph file list component, and I have added the component here. Since there is no properties to pass, so I have just added the components. So the next is package solution. So this is what I have mentioned. There are 4 permissions, which are files.readWrite, files.read, sites.readWrite, and sites.readAll. Since I am using most of the properties like upload, fetching, and also reading it from the SharePoint folders, so I have used all the 4 permission scopes. But it's up to you to use all the 4. You can also use just read permission if you are only reading the files from OneDrive or SharePoint. This is how you can use the file list component. The component is very easy to use, and they are also enhancing the components with additional properties, with custom style properties. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.